2 years in the making. We're finally on our way to Ireland. Got my buddy Rod with me, part of the crew, and we're starting the leg of the journey right now.
For me, fishing has been a part of my whole life. From the time I could walk, I've been traveling and fishing to chase and hook the big one. My name is Dennis Isbister, and I live in the deserts of Nevada.
Fishing is more than a hobby for me. It's my life. Leading fishing expeditions, traveling to the most remote parts of the world for the catch of a lifetime. My name is Alan Broderick, and I'm from Ireland.
This is Wild Fish, Wild Places. Rod.
Yes.
Hey, we rolled out, but we have no idea where we're at. He said that's the right way. We're gonna take the M4. Okay.
Dennis, welcome to Ireland. Welcome to my home here in Crooked Wood.
This place is absolutely beautiful, man. It had a little bit of blustery weather on the way in, but I think it's going to be clearing up for us. What do you got in store?
Well, I have a full packed schedule for you. We're going to be out on Lough Ree, which is the main central lake on the Shannon system. The Shannon is the biggest waterway in the British Isles. We're going to spend our time with various fantastic characters. We have an old guy called Paddy Hanley, who's the only island dweller living on Lough Ree. He's going to show us about his life as an eel fisherman, a fully fledged eel netting fisherman. We're going to see a guy cook traditional potato cake called boxty. We're going to go down and see Clonmacnoise, probably the most famous monastic settlement in Europe. It was founded in the 6th century. That was 576 AD by a guy called St. Kieran. It is a mind-blowing place. And all around that, you're going to have spectacular scenery, great food with the people we stay with over in St. John's House. We're there with Richard and Liz Collins. So I think by the time you leave Ireland, you're going to be overweight, tired and full of...
Are we going to fish?
Oh yeah, you were just reminded me. Fishing. Is that what we're here? Is that what we're here for? I had no idea. I thought you wanted to drink and eat. Oh, sorry.
Well, we can do that too.
I know. We have a fantastic schedule for the fishing. It's difficult. We've got wind forecast the next few days. We're going to go trolling, casting, and if the opportunity permits, we'll get you out fly fishing for pike in the shallows. And I think that he could put us onto some stuff that might actually lead us to getting a big fish, because things are not good weather-wise. We've got big winds, heavy rain forecast, and low barometric. But you know what? We're up for it.
Who we meet again?
Dennis.
Hi, Richard.
Nice to meet you, Richard. Good to see you, Alan.
How are you?
Very nice to meet you now.
Very good. Come on, Dennis, because you're hungry and tired.
Well, we're hungry, tired, and absolutely loving what we see here. Beautiful.
Well, has anything been good for the last few minutes?
Day one, we made it safe. All of our camera gear, our luggage, our fishing stuff made it. And we've been up for 36 hours. We're spending the night tonight on the shore of Lough Ree, which we're gonna fish in the morning. We're real excited to get out and try to get some big pike, but I'm spent and I'm going to bed.
Good morning. You're joining me here on the shores of Lough Ree. Lough Ree, the Lake of Kings, here in the central part of Ireland. 30,000 acres of windswept limestone water. Dennis Isbister, my great friend from Fallon, Nevada, and our film crew have travelled 8 time zones to be with me here today. And we're going out in pursuit of northern pike. These lakes are world famous as brown trout fisheries, full of calcium carbonate rich limestone strata. And of course, we all know as pike anglers, wherever you've got a population of wild brown trout, we've the chance of a giant northern pike.
We start off, we're at this little tiny overgrown boat launch thing that we started at.
what time of year do these pike get in these bays real shallow?
We're in here from March, April.
And it's hot, it's sunny, it's calm. And it starts blowing and raining, and before you know it, we are soaked. We're putting bags over the camera, and Alan's got a great fishing boat, but it's not made for this sort of thing. I mean, wave after wave after wave are coming over, and I mean, it is so nasty. It filled up his bucket, his little bait bucket with water, and he throws it over, and I love it. This is awesome.
The timing was bad.
10:30.
That's not bad.
We started off today fishing, and we knew it was going to be a tough day. It was, you know, the weather, the pressure's down. It's been like this for a while, so we know the fish are going to be tough. We moved up into this bay. We started casting, doing some traditional stuff, and it wasn't working. But a guy called us, one of Alan's buddies, and he's catching some fish.
Friend of mine, Barry Darby, he just called me on the phone. He said he's got a nice fish to fill. So we're going to over and have a look at this fish to see how he's getting on. He's drifting down over weed beds here. See now, can he give us a pointer as to what's going on and what the fish are staging in? See what he's using for dead bait.
So we went over real quick to see what he was doing, and he's got about a 21-pound pike. And he shows it to us, beautiful fish. And he's got this new technique. He's using a dead bait float with a big plastic swim bait on the end of it. We started putting this thing together, and we found some great weed beds. There's got to be fish on them. The camera crew's boat, they caught a couple fish doing this today. If we get a break in the weather tomorrow, we're really going to get after them, and we're pretty excited about it. Woke up this morning, 4:30. We were gonna get a fresh start, first light, and the wind is howling, raining, and there's no point in even leaving the house. So we did a little bit of stuff this morning, and we get invited to this traditional Irish lunch down on the shore of Lough Ree.
We've got a date over here where we're going to visit some friends at Rindoon Castle. How do we get there?
It shows us the route, and I used it just the other day to take us there. And it takes us in, and it takes us on the Warren Point Loop Walk. We simply download this. It took a couple of seconds to download, and it gives you full information about the walk itself. It's available and it's free on the Every Trail app.
Terrific. That's great advice.
Smells good, I can smell it. We're getting closer. But what we didn't know when we got there, it's set up against this old castle, and it is beautiful. Right on the bank of this little bay that comes in, hundreds and hundreds of years old. And they're putting together a great lunch for us. They're cooking eel, they're cooking traditional boxty bread, potato bread. They got it all laid out for us, and let me tell you, this thing was awesome. Wow. We think we have history in Nevada.
is awesome.
I'm standing here in the shadow of this fantastic Rindoon Castle. Louis Peppard has invited the crew and myself, including Dennis, to partake of this fantastic shore festival.
This is an old cast iron pan that Paddy brought along, and I just put salt and water in it and boiled it, so we're going to make it work.
Local cuisine, we've used eels from the lake, we've used vegetables that are homegrown locally, we've taken and harvested water mint from beside the shoreline of the lake and the boulders just behind us, we've taken garlic, mint, and all of that has been harvested, and then the eel section was cooked by Paddy, a local fisherman.
We meet up with Paddy, and this old traditional Irishman has been commercially fishing eel and brown trout on this water for years. And he brought us a couple eel, and he showed us how to clean them and eat them. Pulled these slimy things out, I mean, they were just nasty looking. Ripped the skin off them, gutted them, chopped them up, threw them in the pan, and they were delicious. Loved them.
Do you hold them for a couple of days and you get a certain amount?
Yeah, usually about up to a week. We take about a week's catch at a time.
The biggest pike you heard of out of the lake?
50 pounders, yeah.
50 pounds, right.
Well, two anyway, two in particular there.
Well, this, I reckon myself, it was sort of in the times of the famine, or before the famine, and we were under British rule. And we'd only limited amount of, everybody had a wheat allowance, every family had a wheat allowance, but we could grow loads of any amount of potatoes. So instead of using all their wheat up in one go, they'd make bread out of the potatoes and the wheat.
I really like the potato bread.
Just looking around with the film crew, that you have 1,050 years of history in the construction and the development of what was a town back in 1215 AD.
We knew the weather was going to be tough today, so we made our way up to a cool little town called Shannon Bridge. Really old school, and it's got a nice boat launch right on the river. That's where we thought we had to fish today to avoid the wind and the rain.
We knew the weather was going to be really bad today, so my good friend Greg Potterton from Mullingar Safari Park and his colleague Sam came over this morning to help tow one of the boats out down here to Shannon Bridge.
We're adventurers, guys. What do we do as adventurers? He knows. We climb the highest mountains just to get a better view. We plunge the deepest oceans because we're daring through and through.
Boy, was the weather really living up to expectation. When I arrived here at the slipway in Shannon Bridge this morning, the car started acting up and the lights were flickering on the dash. Eventually it just died.
We make our way to the boat launch and Alan's truck dies. It's done, smoked, in the middle of the boat launch, boat's halfway in the water, and it's gone.
We backed this boat in, got it launched. We have some kind of alternator trouble. We had a helper back in and popped the clutch and killed it.
I really was in a panic, and I kept saying to Rod, we're bunched here, we're absolutely banjaxed.
We gotta unhook the one trailer, pull the truck down, jump it, hook it back up, launch the boat.
My great buddy Greg Potterton came to my rescue.
So we finally get our boats in the water, and we hear there's some pike been sitting up on these little points, the corners of the river.
Well, the rod had a fish chase right there, so I wanted to get a cast.
And we're working everything we can do to try to provoke one big pike. So we're standing in the front and the back, and we're casting swim baits, spinner baits, pretty much everything we got.
We're just going to put a lasso and weeds on the top of it.
I know this river, I really know this river, and I know that we've had wonderful days on it, and when we get our asses kicked sometimes, it always comes good, because I know this river. And you know what? We're going to put in the hours, and then we're going to turn it around.
Is there any lice on there? Yeah, louse on there, right through the fins. See the thing there? Nargan, it's got a baby. Not a baby. Look at the parasites on them, see?
know the fins are all chewed away. Look at here at the edges. So it's been eaten by parasites. See, look.
Pike are ambush feeders. They're camo, they blend right in with the weeds, and they usually sit right back in these tules, in these reeds, in the submerged vegetation, and wait for something to come along that they can grab. Too hard, boom, boom. But
As we're working our way up the river, I spy on the left-hand bank 2 umbrellas, and I know that there's 2 fishermen over there fishing off the shore. So we make our way over to seek their advice.
The difficulty.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
And Willie, you fellows are coming here 20 years.
But yeah, already here,
24 years.
But
isn't that fantastic?
body
Near the red marker, okay. And we're just
You see the weed?
Yeah, along the edge.
Just
out.
near, yeah, a meter of the
Yes.
you must go.
You must. I love fishing with these fellows.
the
And I said,
hybrids, about
Yeah.
1 kilo,
Yeah.
it's beautiful to catch.
beautiful to catch.
Yeah.
And down, I used to get.
It gives a good fight
Yeah.
every time.
we fish our way up the Shannon River to a cool little town called Clonmanoise.
We arrived at Clonmacnoise around lunchtime, and just as I approached it in the boat, and I had a great bird's eye view because I'm on the motor, so I'm looking forward all the time. This vista of fabulous stone buildings, ancient towers just looming on the horizon. And it just lifts your spirits because you realize that before we could even think in terms of our own sort of culture here, 1600 years ago, there was a whole monastic settlement here with a wonderful infrastructure that developed on the shores of this mighty river.
Absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
After leaving Clonmacnoise, Dennis and I were really now on a high. We'd been given new inside info from Tom, the curator at Clonmacnoise. He said that historically, big pike staged in these deep holes that were on the bends and on the inside turns of the river, just out in front of the big settlement.
The plan now, Dennis, I think, is to get down and dirty on the bottom. We're marking lots of food fish in these deep holes on the bends and on the inside turns of the river channel. And Tom Moore there, over in the OPW where we visited with Clonmacnoise and the Heritage Centre, he was saying historically this area, in the next about half mile, was a great area for big pike.
Try everything. We try fast, we try slow, we try shallow, we try deep. I mean, we're working them off the points. Everything we know, everything Alan knows, and we can't provoke a bite. We catch 4 little pike today, little hammer handles, and I'll tell you what, this is some of the toughest fishing I've had so far, and I'm really getting frustrated. This is tough for us.